Welcome to Fine Living, presented by Jim Reif Builders on 1240 Radio WOMT.
And good morning, Lakeshore, and welcome back to here on 1240 Radio. Fine Living, Jim.
Good morning, Terry.
How are you, sir?
Good. The days are just flying by here, middle of May already. And
That it is. Jim, hey, today we're talking about square foot. My question for you, how much does Jim Reif Builders charge per square foot of a new construction?
Terry, I get that question all the time. And basically, we don't charge by the square foot, because there's so many different amenities and details and such and structural things to the home that we just can't charge by the square foot. Houses evolve so much, so it's a very complicated process actually to go through to get the price put together.
Jim, isn't though, and I've never built a home, but I've always heard that there's an estimated that you can estimate on a square foot, or is that really not true?
It's really not true at all. I mean, basically, we're dissecting the plan. So, we try to get a budget. We try to zero people in with that design build process. But ultimately, it still amounts to, if you want, granite countertops or ceramic tile in lots of places and hardwood throughout the rest of the house. Those amenities keep adding up in cost. And so the price per square foot is really distorted by the amount of things you buy. It's like if you go to a car dealer, you can maybe get a new car for somewhere in the $15,000 to $17,000 price range, but you can also get cars that cost $50,000.
Sure. And you can get a used car at $15,000 to $17,000.
Correct. So it's just a matter of having the understanding that the more you want in it, the more it's going to cost.
Now, wouldn't you agree, though, that the industry itself may have led people to believe that you can get an estimated square foot cost?
That is correct. Through the years, builders have put numbers out there and then try to make that expectation when they really shouldn't have. They need to understand, and everybody needs to understand that, it's broken down, and you have to look at all the components involved, and that's where the pricing is put together through.
So when we're talking about building a new construction, a lot of the amenities, that can make a project an astronomical figure or little, depends on what they're looking for. Because that's all part of the estimated budget at the end of the day. That
is correct. I mean, I think we're all guilty to some degree because we have all these TV shows that we can watch, flipping houses and buying Alaska and all our programs that are out there, and we see all these really neat things, and we'd like to have that, no doubt, but unfortunately, at all costs, it adds up.
Right. Jim, I know it's so important for clients of yours to really be upfront and honest with you right in the beginning when they're looking at building. If they say, hey, this is my budget and this needs to include everything, it's an open communication between both you and the customer. That's
correct, Terry. If we're able to do that, we're able to connect and get that dialogue started, the project goes so much better. There's hardly any disappointments whatsoever when you're doing the pricing and such. People understand that, don't treat us like the big bad builder kind of guy, that we're out to, take your money and scam you or whatever. We're just trying to make a living too and stuff. So we work hard to make sure we can, build and get people in new homes and such. But ultimately, there's costs involved that people don't understand. And you have to remember the recession is roughly 7 years old.
Right.
And we're looking at it right now, the fact that prices have changed in those 7 years dramatically, and I don't think people understand it.
Right. I think it's very important for everybody to be realistic of what's actually going on in the economy. And you can't build a house at today's price what you built maybe 15 years ago.
That is correct.
Things go up, and that's life.
That's unfortunate part of it, yes.
Jim, if people are looking at doing a remodeling project or a new home construction, or they just want to start the conversation, where can they go to get a hold of Jim Reif Builders?
Well, we'd love to hear from them, and our number is 684-6899. You can check us out on jimreifbuilders.com. We've got a great website. You can contact us through there, and then also on Facebook.
Jim, thank you for your time. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, Terry. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to Fine Living, presented by Jim Reif Builders, the leader in new construction and remodeling here on the Lakeshore. Let their vision enrich your lifestyle. Tune in again next week for another episode of Fine Living on 1240 Radio WOMT. To learn more, visit jimreifbuilders.com.
Bye.